हेलो फ्रेंड्स, केजी क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम आपको ऑफ ट्रेवल बाय फ्रांसिस बेकन 1561 टू 1626 के एक्सप्लेनेशन के बारे में बताएंगे। फर्स्ट, ट्रेवल इन द डॉट 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 से लेके नॉट टू ट्रेवल लाइन 1 to 3। दीज आर द ओपनिंग लाइन्स ऑफ बेकन्स ऐसे entitled ऑफ ट्रेवल। बेकन offers some very practical advice to the prospective travelers to foreign countries. Bacon considers traveling both a sort of education and a part of experience of life. Bacon tells that for the young travelers, a tour to some foreign land gives considerable learning. For the old people, it is an addition to their experience and knowledge of life. Bacon advises the prospective traveler to learn the language of the land he proposes to visit. If he does not learn the language before reaching that country, he will have to devote most of his valuable time in learning the language of that country, and thus he will find little time to learn about the people there. His visit thus to that land will be useless. In that case, it appears that such a person goes on a foreign tour to learn the language and not about the people, their customs, tradition, the history and cultural heritage of that land. Thus, without learning the language of the land of the tour, the prospective traveler will not be able to enjoy his visit. नेक्स्ट स्टेंजा, इट इज ए स्ट्रेंज से लेकर ऑब्जर्वेशन लाइन 11 to 15। दीज लाइन्स हैव बीन टेकन फ्रॉम बेकन्स ऐसे इंटाइटल्ड ऑफ ट्रेवल। बेकन ऑफर्स सम वेरी प्रैक्टिकल एडवाइस टू द प्रोस्पेक्टिव ट्रेवलर्स टू फॉरेन कंट्रीज। बेकन कंसिडर्स ट्रेवलिंग बोथ ए सॉर्ट ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड ए पार्ट ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ लाइफ। इन दीज लाइन्स बेकन सजेस्ट दैट ए systematic record of the voyage on the sea should be kept by the traveler. Bacon says that it is quite strange but that the practice of keeping a record is ignored during a land journey, whereas it is done as a matter of practice in the sea voyage, where there is not much happening except chance happening like heavy rains, storms or some accident on the ship. Bacon said that in pupils' opinion, the chance happening on the sea are more worth recording than the regular happening on the land, which should require our attention and which should therefore be recorded. Hence, Bacon suggests that a prospective traveler should record his experience while traveling. He should record his meeting with people, their ways and conventions, their cultures, the historical importance of the places etc. नेक्स्ट, लेट हिम अपॉन हिज रिमूव्स से लेकर प्रॉफिट लाइन 49 to 54। These lines have been extracted from Bacon's essay of travel. Bacon offers some very practical advice to the prospective traveler to some foreign country. He says that traveling to foreign land is educative. It also adds to the experience of the traveler if he is an aged person. In these lines, Bacon tells that during the course of his foreign trip, the prospective traveler should prosecute some letters of recommendation to one local person of social and cultural importance. The recommendation of such people will help the traveler in visiting the places of importance and meeting people there. In this way, the traveler will be able to acquire more knowledge and experience of the new place and persons in a short time. Next, वैन ए ट्रेवलर से लेकर वर्थ तक, लाइन 65 to 69। These lines have been extracted from Bacon's essay of travel. Bacon offers some very useful and valuable pieces of advice to prospective travelers to foreign lands. He advises them to keep a record of their experiences in the foreign land. He should also try to procure some letters of recommendation of some influential person of the land of his visit. Bacon advises the prospective traveler that after he returned from the country of his visit, he should not break all his connections with that country. On the other hand, he should be careful to continue his relation through correspondence with the person of his acquaintance with whom he had become intimate during the course of his travel. Bacon tells that by doing so his relation and connections with the country of his visit will continue. Bacon's advice is quite useful and of practical value to the prospective traveler, who can derive maximum advantage if he follows it. लॉन्ग आंसर है राइट एन essay on Bacon as an essayist, और what is the contribution of Bacon to the development of English prose, और discuss the chief qualities of Bacon's prose style. Answer. Introduction. Francis Bacon has been respected as the greatest prose writer of the 16th century. He possesses many extraordinary qualities in his essay, and because of these qualities he is regarded as the father of English essay. In English literature his place is as remarkable as that of Shakespeare. By Bacon's concept of diverse critics, Bacon is acclaimed as the father of the English essay. No doubt he borrowed the form of the essay from Montaigne. He colored this form with his own individuality. He gave to the essay what his procedure could not even dream of. His predecessor like Sidney Moore, Nash, Hooker and Lely did significant service to essay writing, but their influence neither individually nor collectively in and future English prose was so wide and deep as that of Bacon. Thus he is one of the chief literary figures, as Hugh Walker point out. Bacon took one of the longest steps ever taken in the evolution of English prose style. Next heading है his subject matter and themes. Bacon's essays are written on an immense variety of subjects. His range spreads from grave questions of morals and policy down to the arts of amusement and most trifling accomplishment. Broadly, his essays falls into four distinct groups: A. On man in his home, B. On man in public life, C. On politics, and D. On abstract subject. His essays therefore are rightly designated by Bacon himself as counsels, civil and moral. In his essay, Bacon tries to discover the fundamental principles of conduct that influence the action of man. His essays reflect his experience of life, but they tell us nothing of his personal likes and dislikes. According to Bacon, his essays come home to men's business and bosoms. Heading a practical wisdom. There is no doubt that the essays of Bacon are a treasure house of worldly wisdom or practical wisdom. Worldly wisdom means the kind of wisdom which is necessary for worldly success. Worldly wisdom does not mean any deep philosophy or any ideal morality. It simply means that art which should be used to get worldly success in life. The essays of Bacon are full of worldly wisdom, and he teaches us the art of how to get success in human life. It is true that Bacon is neither a philosopher nor a moralist. He presents only those thoughts which are necessary for the worldly success. For example, like a practical man, he tells the readers about the purpose of study in his essay of studies. Studies serves for delight, for ornament, and for ability. Heading a practical subject. Bacon takes only those subjects which are necessary for the practical life. He presents different kinds of subjects, but all the subjects are concerned with the worldly life. He tells us about marriage, friendship, parents, children, ambition, great places, and many other practical subjects. He does not write like a social critic, but he only argues in favor of practical wisdom. In many of his essays, his subjects are deeply concerned with the practical life. In of studies, he points out that man must not spend much time in study because it will make him lazy. Heading a reflective nature of the essay. With Bacon begin philosophical reflection upon life in the style of Plutarch's Morals and the Essays of Montaigne. Bacon's mind was Catholic in its range like Plutarch's, but the subject of moral thoughts that interest him are comparatively few and generalized. His treatment of a moral subject is more scientific also than that of the classical writer. In the essays of method of Bacon is over to reduce reflection to the lowest terms, to try to discover the fundamental principle of conduct, the influence, the actions of man. Again, Bacon has nothing of the attractive personality of Montaigne, a man of the world who made a point of finding out what the world was like from all sorts and conditions of man, from he king on his throne to the groom on his riding horse. Montaigne writes on every subject in breezy discursiveness like a man on horseback traversing an interesting country. Bacon's essay reflects his experience of life. They are austere, brief, to the point of crudeness. They smell of the lamp. His essays of truth, of death, of great place, of friendship, and many other have been written in the reflective tone. Heading his style. The style of Bacon is very outstanding because it has aphoristic manner. Every sentence in his essay has a deep meaning and it can be explained in many sentences. Many of his sentences have become proverbs. He can express the deepest idea into the fewest words. His aphoristic style had made him a unique prose writer because in the history of English prose no writer has produced such a successful aphoristic style. Bacon's essays are the best work in this regard. For example, in the following lines, his aphoristic style can be noted. Some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. It is on account of the prose style that Bacon's essays have earned the greatest renown. What his style shows to Terence Macaulay in his essays on Bacon, contrasting a passage from the earliest edition of the essays with an ornate passage from the last edition, remarks that his style was continually becoming richer and softer. There are certainly marked differences of style in three editions of the essay. The first edition is compressed, bold, full of condensed thought, but utterly devoid of ornament. The edition of 1612 occasionally ornate. Its sentence run more smoothly and continuously, but force and precision are its main characteristics throughout. In the latest edition of 1625, the ornate work becomes very much more frequent. There are long sustained passages of essay, eloquence, and sentence here and there of singular and unaffected beauty, not trust in but flowing on continuously with the rest, and thus testifying to the all-round excellence of work which suffers nothing by its neighborhood to the very best. Heading a conclusion. Like many other prose writers, Bacon expresses his deep concern with anecdotes and allusions. He takes allusions that quotation from Latin literature and the Bible. The prose style of Bacon becomes very important because of his use of figures of speech in order to illustrate his ideas. He often uses similes and metaphors, but his similes and metaphors are always natural. For example, in the essay of studies, he presents a proper smile when he compares summary of a book with the dish titled Water. Beside it, Bacon uses very simple, clear, published and impressive diction in his essays. Because of these qualities, he is known as the father of English prose. In this regard, Hugh Walker compares Bacon with Shakespeare. Till the closing years of the 16th century, except in translation, no one had shown a mastery of the principle of prose than Bacon showed such mastery. Thanks, best of luck.